Hey guys, so first of all, thank you to all my subscribers who are back and viewing this channel and all that. I am not wearing this. I'm making constant a couple of videos right here to visit with my friend who has a different perspective. So I hope you guys don't think I don't shower or anything. I do shower. I'm just creating these videos like all at once. Take advantage of the trip I took and all that. So today we're going to talk about guard. So in the Air Force, and actually any branch of the military, it's broken down to active duty, reserve, and guard. I was active duty. I can give you guys, I think I give you guys already a perspective into it a little more. I can do more. But now today I'm going to actually be talking about guard. So the basic things about guard is, it's a, people call them weekend warriors because they only do it like once a month and all that. And it's more focused on stateside. But that's pretty much what I know about the guard. So I'm going to let my friend here talk about more of it. So, guard, just break it down, pretty much.
Well, guardsman is basically the same as Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
We went through the same training, same basic military training, same tech school.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is I would like to correct you on that one. We don't only have a state mission. We actually have federal mission as well. So whenever we deploy, that's what you call the Title 10 deployment. It's called active duty deployment. And that's when Uncle Sam actually says we need your help.
Okay.
So for the state mission, fortunately for me, I'm also a part of a Homeland Response Force, which is actually responsible for Region 10. It's under FEMA. And my job is actually fatality search and recovery.
So can the federal call you, and then can the state call you like right back to back?
Yes. So back in 2014, we have a mudslide, and the state actually activated the guardsmen, the HERF, the SURF-P, to actually respond to this mudslide. So that is what we call the state mission. So when we deploy, it's a federal mission.
So as you guys know, active duty, we deploy a lot, but people tend to forget that they're not the only ones. The reserve components and even guard components go out deploy at just as much. They backfill the spots that people need, or if the manning needed out, in the deployed locations if they need more people. So as you can see, guard has those two missions, one for the federal, and they belong to the state. So pretty much with reserves, you can choose your reserve component, but stateside you're stuck at, guard, you're stuck at the place.
At a base, yes. You will never PCS.
Okay, but as she said, they go through the same basic training as us, and then they find out their job too. Or do you guys find out your job before?
Way ahead.
Yeah. So then they'll go to their tech school. Do you go straight to tech school after the UT?
Yes.
Okay, so they have the same training as us, and then after tech school, you guys just go back home. So, but people tend to forget, with the active duty, we get great benefits, like healthcare and schooling and everything.
Wait out.
They get it. They get it, like reserve and guard, but it's just a little different. So you want to talk about benefits?
So the active duty gets TRICARE, right? So we get TRICARE Select. So we have deductibles, and that deductible depends on how much you would like to put money on it every month. And then basically you get the whole, let's say you get the whole pie, and we get about 1/4 of that pie. So like, for example, the GI Bill. So
GI Bill,
the GI Bill this for schooling. So even though active duty has to wait 3 years before they get to use it, and guardsmen get to use it right away, it only gives us 40% of the bill, of the money. So we have to deploy 180 days for certain times, for a couple more times before we get the 100%, and not a lot of people get that.
So pretty much like with us in active duty, we get what's called tuition assistance. So while you're serving your active duty, you get a certain amount of money each year that you can utilize for school. Like I believe it's $4,500, and after you're done with that, you have to pay out of your own pocket if you want to continue schooling for that year. So it allows us for us to touch our GI Bill, but from what you're saying, the GI
we don't get it.
They don't get tuition assistance, and it seems like you're saying you guys don't get the full benefits or the GI Bill unless...
Yes, for the GI Bill, we have to work for it. For example, like right now, if I haven't deployed, then I would get 40%. Now, since I deployed for 180 days, I get another 10% tacked onto that. So now I'm on 50%.
So pretty much you have to work. You can get the 100%, but you have to work.
You have to deploy for it.
Oh wow, that's very interesting. I actually learned something too, Ape. So for retirement, right now, if you join before 2016 as active duty, you get the old retirement plan, which is 20 years. You get like, you retire at your rank, you get 50% of what your rank was. But the Guard and Reserve is a little different. Like don't you have to do up to 30 years of service?
You can do 30 years of service if you're actually what we call it like the technicians.
Oh, okay.
And or like the ADOS, active duty operational support order. It's a type of order.
So can you guys still earn like a retirement plan?
Yes, you can, but you have to be on those status.
Mm-hmm.
As for me, they call it DSG or drill status guardsman.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just a weekend warrior. I just go. I have a career on my own outside the Guard, so it actually works well for me, and it does to a lot of guardsmen as well.
And people like tend to forget like if you have a civilian job and you join the Guard and everything, they have to like that takes like precedence or something like that, or they can't remove you from your position because you're doing something for the military, right?
Yeah.
So that's good to know. So
and then we also get military leave at work.
Oh, you get leave web? I mean, not leave web, but you're on leave like us?
Military leave. No, at work. So basically, if I want to use, for example, I'm going drill weekend, right? And then I have to work on those days.
Yep.
So they're gonna have to let me go and do the drill weekend, and then I can double tap.
Wow. So you're getting paid for that leave, like the leave, but you're also getting paid for your drill weekend and everything. So I remember because I had a lot of people who were reserving Guard. So you guys do once a weekend, correct?
Yes.
And then do you guys like reserves do 2 weeks a year for training?
I don't know about reserves because they're different.
Okay.
So for Guards, it's like you have 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks in a year. But for what we do, like services. So we're kind of very, very active. So sometimes we support California training, and then sometimes we go Arizona training.
So those 2 weeks that you do a year, they can be different locations?
You can use that. For me, I use it all up and more. Because like for what we do as mortuary, we actually train a lot. And then we get validated, we get certificates and stuff like that. So I use more than the 2 weeks.
So you can do more than 2 weeks. Oh, I thought it was limited. So I think maybe in reserve it's like that. So is that the same thing? Like doing all this like extra? Is that still like it's still protecting? Like your civilian job has to still allow you to do it?
Yes, they're still gonna have to let me go for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing I guess is like we all know like from watching videos, and I think you guys watch a lot of other YouTubers who are in the military. We see the active duty side and everything. I'm not saying sell me the Guard, but pretty much what do you see as the benefits of being Guard compared to like maybe active duty and everything?
Well, being Guard, I mean, I like the fact that I actually get to do something different from my job outside. And I get to serve. Serving right nowadays, it's not really a right. It's actually more of a privilege. And I feel privileged to be able to wear that uniform, at least even if it's just 1 weekend a month. And I actually like the state mission that we have, protecting our state and being a good neighbor to each other. So I like it. I love it.
So as you guys can see, it doesn't matter if you're active duty, reserve, or Guard. We're all part of the military, and I think eventually people start seeing that. For examples, like throughout United States history, military, even the last 10 years, since we've been active duty in like wars and stuff, they've actually backfilled a lot of positions. They've actually had to deploy it a lot and all that. So it doesn't matter if you're just doing it once a month, like she said. It shows like no matter what component you join, you're a military member, and when you get out, you're always going to be a veteran, right?
And then when you wear that uniform, it doesn't really say you're a guardsman.
Exactly. You blend in
Force.
very well. I mean, you guys show tendencies that show your Guard. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He's
Support
being
it.
lippy.
Do you want me to give you a shout out? No,
I'm
good. Don't want no shout out. But guys, check it out. I'll find someone who can do reserve component. Hopefully, I hope this video shows people like put so much emphasis on active duty.
Go Guard.
If you guys want to serve and like you still maybe have a good career, or if you're like maybe going schooling and but you want to serve your country, Guard or reserve is a good way. Like you do it once a month. You do your service, but then like she said, you can volunteer for more, and there is a chance for you to deploy a lot, right?
Yes.
I think you said
you have a choice.
You have a choice to deploy.
Usually at Guard, when they say there's a deployment, we actually like a piranha, we go for it because that's money right there.
We don't get a choice in active duty. You're going.
We get a choice. If
I
somebody doesn't want to go, someone else is going to get it.
I guess that's a benefit, but like she said, like it's pretty much they can't touch you in your civilian job if you have one. Like they have to send you to your deployment. Like what she's saying, you're just making money pretty much. You're outside of the U.S. usually and everything, and you're just making money. Like you're not really spending anything on other things. You're just working and you're making money pretty much.
I could use a shout out.
You can use a shout out for what?
Yeah. Basically, Washington Air National Guard is in need of guardsmen.
Hold up!
You want to join guard?
No, hold up. Let's switch this up. How is it easy to go from active duty to guard?
Oh yes.
But it's harder to go guard to active duty.
No.
Yes, it is. I've heard of it.
It just takes a little.
She's
bit
extending the
of
time. This is gonna be over 10 minutes. Okay, but if you guys are thinking if you're also active duty, definitely think of going to guard. It's maybe if you don't want to do the 24/7, I guess is the biggest thing is. But you still want to serve.
But if you want to go guard, message him and he'll message me. I'll hook you up.
I'm the middleman. What? They can join any state, right?
Yeah, but join Washington Air National Guard.
They get something for it. I know they do.
I don't.
They get something for it. But guys, definitely, I guess the biggest emphasis why I brought her to show like there's a different component in the military. There's guard, and you're doing what exactly the active duty. Maybe not 24/7, but you're still serving your country no matter what.
Yes.
So thank you. Comment below. I actually like making these videos with people. I need to make more like these. They're kind of funny. Please like it, share it to anyone who wants to join the military, and go ahead comment if you guys want to know what like